Shanon is the attorney who represents the Goncalves family. Shanon, you and I spoke earlier today. This has been just an excruciatingly painful day for your clients, I can only imagine. Can you tell me how much they knew prior to this morning's arrest about what was going to happen?
Well, we were contacted last night by Moscow PD, so they gave us a phone call and then they gave us some more details this morning. So we knew before everyone else did. So they did a good job of contacting the family.
Well, that is actually quite remarkable, right? Given the fact that they were going to execute that arrest warrant early in the morning. And so did they get effectively the play-by-play as it was happening, as they caught the suspect, brought him in, cuffed him, put him into the cruiser and processed him back at the station in Pennsylvania?
No, it was, the information we received is that they had found someone in Pennsylvania that they had arrested and had a suspect in custody. Didn't give us really any more information than that. Immediately contacted the family and spoke with them, obviously, relieved to a certain degree and hopefully and optimistic that this is the right person and they're going to, it's a whole nother process now, starting the criminal justice process now that they have someone in custody. So.
Arguably, as you know, being a litigator for a long time and having worked in murders as well, this is the most painful part of the process because it's lengthy and it's detailed and it is uncomfortable. And oftentimes the information is not something that, anyone ever imagines they'll have to actually look at or assess on their own children. Is there anything that the family can think of that would be a connection, a nexus between this suspect and these 4 kids? And you and I talked about the fact that they didn't think that Kaylee had any connection. But what about Maddie, Ethan, Xana? Any thought about the connections here?
Well, like everyone else, we just found out this morning. So I think that's part of the Moscow Police Department, giving the press conference today, asking for more information about this Koberger kid or guy, and wanting more information about him. I think it's probably trying to help them out form these connections. If there are connections or if it's random or whatever it is, the idea that he was a Washington State University student and, lived less than 10 miles away. The idea that there might be a connection with one of the 4 victims in the case is probable, at least in passing, somehow. So.
Okay, the other question I have is Kaylee's sister, Olivia. Did she have any knowledge of this person or knowledge of someone who might know this person?
Well, I think everybody's trying to track down what those connections might be. I don't know if anybody's confirmed what those connections might be as far as whether he, ordered from the restaurants that they worked at or he was at a party. I mean, who knows? I think those are all things that the police are probably going to try to track down within the next several weeks. And the Moscow, the town itself will try to track that down. And now that they have a face and they have a name, it's much easier to make those connections and try to make those connections with the victims in the case.
So another question I have is about the technology, because this is so helpful in this day and age to be able to use someone's phone, to go into their contacts, to go into their text messages, their Snapchat, their Instagram. Is there anything at all? Are they doing this at this point? Can they get access to all of Kaylee's information to try to do this kind of digital forensic connection investigation?
I'm assuming that they do. They have the electronics. They have all of Kaylee's electronics. At least they've said that they do. And so I'm sure that that's something that they'll go through. They'll probably go through Ethan's and Kaylee's and Maddie's and Xana's, all of their contacts and all of their social media and posts and things like that, and find if there's any connection with this guy in any way, and then try to work their way back. So that's part of the investigation, I think, right now. So.
And of course, we know other cases where it is oftentimes the case they just have no connection at all. Shanon, please, if you would, pass on our condolences and our thoughts to the Goncalves family and the other families as well, if you have the opportunity. This is justice is coming, but it is a very painful stage, and we're very appreciative of your time tonight. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.